Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the ring with a true legend, a force of nature, the one and only George Foreman. This is a guy who could knock you into next week with a single punch, but who also possessed this incredible resilience, this ability to come back stronger than ever. From his early days as a wrecking ball to his legendary comebacks that defied Father Time himself, George Foreman's career is the stuff of legend. We're talking 2 heavyweight championship reigns, spanning decades, and a highlight reel of knockouts that'll leave your jaw on the floor. So strap yourselves in, folks, because we're about to break down the top 10 George Foreman fights that left a mark on boxing history. These are the bouts that defined Big George, the fights that made him an icon. We're kicking things off in 1973 Jamaica. Picture this. George Foreman, this young, hungry fighter, steps into the ring against the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Smokin' Joe Frazier. Now Frazier was a beast, a relentless pressure fighter with a left hook from hell. He had just come off an epic win against Muhammad Ali and nobody gave Foreman much of a chance. But man, Foreman was like a force of nature that night. He just demolished Frazier, knocking him down 6 times in 2 rounds before the referee stopped the fight. It was a complete and utter domination, the kind of performance that sends shockwaves through the entire boxing world. Foreman wasn't just a contender anymore, he was the baddest man on the planet. This is the fight, the one everybody knows, the Rumble in the Jungle. 1974 Zaire, Foreman at the peak of his powers versus Muhammad Ali, the former champ, the master of trash talk and psychological warfare. The hype surrounding this fight was unreal. Ali, the underdog, playing mind games, trying to get under Foreman's skin. And Foreman, this brooding, powerful figure, just wanting to shut Ali up with his fists. What transpired was one of the most iconic fights in boxing history. Ali's rope-a-dope strategy, Foreman's relentless attack, the tension building with every round. And then, in the 8th round, Ali unleashes that lightning-fast combination, and Foreman goes down. It was a stunning upset, a turning point in both fighters' careers, and a fight that's still debated to this day. After the loss to Ali, Foreman was on a mission to reclaim his title. In 1974, he faced off against Ken Norton, another tough, durable contender. Norton was known for his awkward style and his own impressive victory over Ali, but Foreman, man, he was a different animal. He just overwhelmed Norton with his power, knocking him down twice in the first round and finishing him off in the second. It was a brutal display of punching power, a reminder to the world that George Foreman was still a force to be reckoned with. 1976, we're talking a fight that cemented Foreman's reputation for being in absolute wars. This was a back-and-forth brawl against the heavy-handed Ron Lyle. Both guys hit the canvas multiple times. It was like a Rocky movie come to life, just pure grit and determination. Foreman eventually won by knockout in the 5th round, but man, this fight had it all. It showed that Foreman wasn't just about power. He had this incredible chin, this warrior spirit that allowed him to walk through fire and come out on top. Fast forward to 1994. George Foreman, at 45 years old, after a decade away from the ring, challenges Michael Moorer for the heavyweight title. Most people thought Foreman was too old, that this was a publicity stunt. Moorer, a young, skilled champion, was supposed to be the future of the division. But Foreman, man, he shocked the world. He pulled off one of the most improbable comebacks in sports history. In the 10th round, Foreman landed that thunderous right hand, the same punch that had devastated countless opponents before, and Moorer went down, unable to beat the count. George Foreman was a heavyweight champion again, defying all odds and cementing his legacy as a true icon of the sport. 1990, and Foreman's on a roll. He's knocking on the door of another title shot. Standing in his way is Jerry Cooney, a big, powerful contender with a dangerous left hook. Cooney was a serious threat, a guy who could end a fight with one punch, but Foreman was on a mission. He weathered the early storm, and in the 2nd round, he unleashed that trademark power. Cooney went down, and that was it. Another knockout, another victory for the ageless wonder. Foreman was sending a message. He wasn't done yet. 1987, Foreman had been retired for 10 years. 10 years. He was a preacher now, a family man, but he decided to step back into the ring at 38 years old against Dwight Muhammad Qawi, a former light heavyweight champion. Qawi was a tough, skilled opponent, and the fight went the distance. It was a grueling battle, a testament to Foreman's incredible chin and his warrior spirit. Foreman won by decision, showing the world that even after a decade away, he still had what it took to compete at the highest level. 1991. Foreman, still chasing that elusive title shot, takes on the undisputed heavyweight champion, Evander Holyfield. Holyfield, a smaller but incredibly skilled fighter, was at the top of his game. This was a classic clash of styles, Foreman's power versus Holyfield's speed and technique. Foreman fought his heart out, rocking Holyfield in the 7th round. But Holyfield was too much that night, winning by unanimous decision. Even in defeat, Foreman earned the respect of the boxing world. He had pushed a great champion to the limit, proving that age was just a number. 1997. George Foreman, at 48 years old, steps into the ring for the final time. His opponent, Lou Savarese, a tough contender with a respectable record. This wasn't about titles anymore, it was about one last chance to showcase his skills, to go out on his own terms. Foreman lost the fight by decision, but man, he went down swinging. He showed flashes of that old power, that relentless determination that had defined his career. It was a bittersweet end, but a fitting one for a true legend of the sport. 1995. Foreman, still riding high after his miraculous title win over Moorer, defends his title against Axel Schultz, a German fighter with an awkward style. This fight was a war of attrition, a back-and-forth battle that went the distance. The judge's decision was controversial, with many believing Schultz had done enough to win, but a win's a win, and Foreman retained his title. This fight showed that even as champion, even in his late 40s, Foreman wasn't afraid to dig deep and fight tooth and nail for every inch of the ring. And there you have it, folks, the top 10 George Foreman fights that defined his incredible career. We're talking about a guy who was knocking people out in the 70s, took a break to become a minister, and then came back in his 40s to win the heavyweight title again. You can't make this stuff up. Foreman's story is about more than just boxing. It's about resilience, about second chances, about never giving up on your dreams, no matter how old you are. He's a true inspiration, both inside and outside the ring. Which fight was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Boxing Legends content.